The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. The Rap Roundtable is back in full effect. As you all probably know by now, Swizz Beatz has joined the Hip Hop 50 series, Volume 2.
Drop some shit.
His take on the culture, what New York sound like. Shout out to Funk Flex. I heard Swizz using that bar throughout the project, but there was a couple of standout joints. That's the Rap Roundtable specifically want to talk about.
For sure.
But of course, it's your boy Jarv here alongside Sensei the Rap Snob.
What up? Alongside
Deanie the Balance.
May the force be with you.
Alongside the homie Mace. Real quick, I know you guys are used to the lunch hour and whatnot. Stay tuned. The lunch hour is here. After we get into this, the lunch hour is gonna pull right up right behind this. So stay right there. Don't get fired.
Yes.
But it was a lot of hype, a lot of pomp and circumstance in this week in the lead up to, because anytime there's a thought of new Nas, the people get perked up, the people get the talking.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Percolating.
The energy on the internet starts picking up, the takes start flying all over again, and here we are.
We saw the comments, y'all better talk about that new Nas. I've been talking about Jay-Z all week.
Man.
Get that.
Y'all better talk about that new Nas.
The guy who said that in particular,
get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Respectfully, but
disrespectfully.
Nas dropped. Since I've been talking about Jay all week, I'll talk about Nas a little bit. Nas is still sharp. It's always good now. It's almost like an event for me now to hear him not on the Hit Boy beat, because it's like we know he's locked in with Hit. We know what the caliber is. The 4P is vested. There's no argument to have about that. So anytime now that he gets to step outside of that orbit and get back to producers he's worked with in the past, Nas in the Swizz with the Echo joint a couple years ago, you could say Echo was kind of like the prequel to what the King's Disease series was, because he delivered with that Echo record. Echo did everything that Kanye couldn't do and failed to do for Nas on one track alone. I'm not gonna lie to y'all though. As much as Nas, the flow, the energy, the pocket, this man sounds like he went in the time machine. He's young again. I don't know how he's doing it. He's Benjamin Button right now as far as aging backwards with the rapping. But I have one gripe. Y'all might disagree. Chat, y'all might disagree. But for me, that beat, like, Nas deserved better than that on that beat, in my opinion. I didn't love it. Like, to me, Nas went out there and dropped 40, and he had to do it. Like, his team let him down, so he had to put the team on his back, take all the shots, score all the buckets. It's still a W, but he had to work really hard for that W, because to me, Swizz Beatz ain't do right. I don't like, here it goes. That beat is garbage.
Nah, you bugging, bro.
Go ahead.
This shit had a little bop to it, bro. It had a little bop to it. Like, when it first came on, I was like, oh shit, where's this going? Because Jarv was talking about it, he mentioned it. The last memory we have of Nas and Swizz together collaborating was Echo. And Echo was a very, it was a soulful loop, drumless loop, super open for Nas to like just get his nostalgia on and shit. So when this one came on, it was in stark contrast to that. So I was like, oh shit, what I mean? I don't know how to really like get into it at first, but then a couple loops in, couple bars in, I'm bopping to it. That little vocal sample, whatever it is, wherever he got it from, I was digging it. When Nas came on the record, I'll say this. Sometimes with certain beats that aren't maybe tailor-made for Nas, I feel like sometimes like the first verse he's trying to feel it out, and then the second verse he goes in. And that's how I felt about this joint. Like the first verse, I think he was trying to like feel it out. And then on the second verse, he went all the way in.
I'm bugging? What are you talking about? He delivered from bar one. He went to work. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying he didn't go in on bar one the way he went in on bar 30, right, on the second verse somewhere. I'm telling you, go back and listen to it. The second verse is stellar. The first verse is good. I'm not saying the first verse is not good.
Then you out here faking again. Fake Nas fan, bro.
Nah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yo,
they gonna be
that second verse is when he really hit his apex. It was like, yo, this is Nas on his Shogun shit right here. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm feeling it. I like it. I like the bop. You know what I mean? I dig it. It's not Echo, but I'm digging it. I fucks with it.
Deanie, you had a rough day. The hope is that Esco was able to uplift what was an elegy-induced, super annoying. D not even smiling. You not the chef. You not the balance. You just D tonight. What's going on?
It's been a long day, man. So I'm pulling up to this, and I'm figuring, bumping this new Swizz would be the kind of the balance to a rough day. The
remedy?
No pun intended. Yeah, I figured that would be it. So I pressed play, and like y'all stated, great sample cuts on.
Mm-hmm.
As I disagree with Jarv on the fact I actually thought the beat was dope.
Okay.
And I disagree with Sin and Jarv where I wasn't really feeling the bars. You know what I'm saying? I felt the energy was immaculate, the pocket, the flow, but to me, no disrespect to Esco, I love him, but that was some takeaway less bar song, bro. Like I didn't walk away with any bar that's like, damn. Nah, I still got it. Kind of way I've been feeling about when he do his shit with Hit Boy. Like everything he do with Hit Boy, I walk away like, yo, there was a golden nugget somewhere in that verse that's just like, damn.
Nah. You go back and listen to that second verse, bro.
I only got to spin it one time. I'm talking about the initial feeling I got when I was on the ride. And I just was like, I was just like,
first reaction.
This ain't what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And the problem I had maybe before that was I went to Swizzy's catalog and I listened to a couple joints. I went into Poison. I listened to Echo. I listened to the what's that shit, Pistol on My Side. I'm not even a waiting for it, but certain joints just hit. But in comparison, I'm not a fan of the record like that. Like not to say I'll never spin it again, but I just can't see myself like, yo, that new Swizz and Nas, run that back. I just didn't feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. Is it because it's not the caliber of the Hit Boy and not, are you comparing it against it or are you giving us a fair shake?
Maybe that's what it is. Because the energy he had on the record to me was in some ways even more powerful than some of the Hit Boy shit. Like Nas's energy.
He came out
took
like
a Red Bull, but he drank a Red Bull before he came out for the verse. But I wanted the bars, like the bars that rattle you. I wanted bars that hit. And I didn't, like I said, he was rapping, but it's like anything else. It's dope, but it ain't dope. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like it was dope. I feel like it was good, but I wasn't moved. I wasn't touched. Talk to me, man.
Say that. Interesting take, Dean. Very interesting take. I feel like I've garnered kind of like a Nas hate reputation, like a whole, surprisingly a whole Venger, like which I'm far from. Y'all don't even realize. So I feel like people. There's been multiple people like, yo, Mace shouldn't even be listened to on this subject. Y'all gonna listen anyway, so I don't know why you're gonna say that. That's kind of weird. But
Mace, where you going with this, Mace? A lot of bloviating. Where you going with this?
You walking us in.
I say that to say I've gone with that reputation fighting back against the severe Nas standard. You feel what I'm saying? And maybe I kind of go in the other direction a little bit more than I would, just because you know what I mean? So I'll be having to provide a little levity. You feel what I mean? So, but with all that being said, like, I never have no issue with where Nas is going, bro. Like, Nas went crazy. This shows where Nas is in 2023, opening up a Swizz Beatz album. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really in the promo, but I feel like everybody was waiting on it the same way everybody is waiting on the joint with Hit. The Hit album, the Primo Hip Hop 50 album. Nas was kind of like the main guy. Now I get it's a Mass Appeal album, so of course there's that tie-in, but just like y'all say, the energy is crazy. Dean's kind of like wilding, like he's definitely spitting on this shit crazy, bro. Like he went into to detail about his daughter and his son even a little bit in the second verse. I'm like, yo, I like the behind the curtains action, you know what I mean? Pause. You know, but you know, I thought the joint was very dope. Like Swizz was the letdown here, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, definitely the letdown. Like when we think about when people say, yo, Nas never picked good beats, you know, whether you believe it or not is doesn't even fucking matter. But you never hear niggas saying, yo, in 99 I am in Nostradamus, Nas should have tapped in with Swizz. Like, you know what I mean? Like niggas never really be giving a fuck. Like Echo was crazy, yeah, I know, but niggas was never really saying Nas and Swizz need to get in the lab and go cook up some shit. You know what I mean? His tempos never really matched what Nas was. You know, at that point, you know, obviously we see Nas match the tempo. We exceeded, you know, he outzones Swizz on the joint. You know what I mean? So, but the beat is a letdown for me. Like in with the type of heat Nas is bringing, I kind of gave the take that you, Deanie, did about the Hit Boy song. Like how you felt like I'm not really feeling this like that. That's how I felt about the Hit song. But on this one, I don't necessarily feel that way. But it's all Nas. You know what I mean? It's not because of Swizz at all. Like I really could have, like, I wish Ghost produced this shit, to be honest. You know what I mean?
You waiting on the remix?
Yeah, I'm waiting on the Hit remix, the Alk remix, the Havoc remix.
I'm gonna take that a step further. I wish this shit was acapella, because that beat can get the fuck out of here, bro.
Beat is garbage, man.
Yo, D, you bugging when he started talking about fatherhood and not being there, but making sure you pay the bills.
I respect it. I just wasn't touched. I wasn't moved. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably I think
man had a long day, man.
I think it's the beat. I think it's the beat for Deanie. I think it's the beat for Deanie. If it was over a different, if it was over an Echo type beat, I think you would have fucked with the bars a little bit.
I kind of like the beat though.
But not for those bars.
A+ for Nas, about C- for Swizz.
Like I said, Nas had to give 40, and he needed all 40 for that song to run because Swizz ain't do right. Chat, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think, chat.
Maybe a B- on the beat. A- on the bars.
You grading on the curve, man.
Word.
That beat is a good B+. I like that beat.
B+?
Get the fuck out.
Wow, that's almost an A, bro.
B+.
Well, let me
I like and Nas rode the beat perfectly, bro. There was no lapse in bars. He didn't miss no pockets. He was perfectly in the pockets. He was
in the pocket, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the pocket.
Listen, F for that beat. F. Keep it.
That's slander.
Nas, I appreciate what you did there. You're rapping your ass off. I feel for you that you had to rap over that beat because that. Well, there's a beat that we're gonna talk about in a few minutes that he should have been on, not the shit he was on the top of the track. He had to do what Kobe did in 06. He had to play with Smush Parker. He had to. Yo, Swizz. Swizz.
Now, you dragging it now, bro.
If we gonna have to talk about Swizz doing bad, we gonna have to get to this pump fake of a record, man. I'm sorry, Job. Let me grab the ball from you real quick, man. Like,
have at it.
Listen, man. They promoted this shit right here. This Lil Wayne, Jay-Z record. You know what I mean? Swizz even put out a random promo. Like the track list dropped, and then we heard the promo, Wayne and Jay-Z. And this shit right here was a piece of shit. I gotta say, man, like being a Wayne guy, like Wayne and Swizz usually perform. Yo, you know what I mean? From It's Me Bitches back in like 07. You know what I mean? Can't Nobody, they just dropped. Uproar was the most streamed track off of Carter 5, him and Swizz. You know what I mean?
Pistol on My Side was fire.
Pistol on My Side was fire. Wayne and Swizz usually even there's a like a internet record where Lil Wayne made Stand Part 2. I don't know if anybody like not a lot of people that's outside of the Wayne stand-up know this. Lil Wayne made a Stand Part 2 that Swizz Beatz produced. Go check it out, Sam. Yeah, man. So even that was tough.
I'm gonna make believe you didn't say that.
The fact we don't know about it says everything there needs to be said, bro.
Listen, man. There's a lot of shit a lot of people don't know about. But I'ma say that to bring it back, Wayne and Swizz usually perform. They be in the studio together, they do their thing, but this record is garbage, man. Like First off, y'all pump fake this. Y'all acted like Jay-Z was a part of the record. We were debating it up until the joint dropped. Like, is he gonna be on there? Is he not? And all it is what's that? An American Gangster era sample. This shit right here. It's from
I don't remember.
It's from American.
I was trying to place it, and I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go back.
With respect, Mace, who gives a fuck?
Listen, honestly, because the record is garbage and it's a pump fake. You know what I mean? First off, I was ready to come in here and pop my shit because Wayne, on the Hip Hop 50 Primo record, Wayne went all out. I was gassing that verse like crazy because he went crazy. This shit is like, listen, man, like, this is, I wouldn't even call it cutting room floor shit. This is a garbage record. And if y'all might not stop, so we could, you know, fuck with you. But for even like y'all, why'd y'all act like Jay-Z was on this record? Is Swizz at the point that he needs Jay-Z's name for clout? I don't know. Even our chat was trying to say, hey, we got the new Jay-Z Nas records to debate. We're gonna be able to debate new Nas and Jay versus. Nah, bro. Swizz, you did bad. Job, what happened, Job?
I just want to know, Sin, Dini, y'all got anything to add to this?
I think it was a couple of accounts on the socials that picked it up and ran with it.
No,
they heard Jay's voice on it.
No. That's why I asked this question first. I'm on Swizz Beatz page right now on Instagram.
Okay.
4 days ago. Swizz, Wayne, Hov, this shit right here dropped 421 off my new EP. I want to block this motherfucker. I want to block him.
Nasty one. He had a new Wayne and Jay record. It's the same bullshit he did with the DMX record, bro. With the Wayne featuring DMX. He just did this shit.
If this is not like misinformation and clout chasing, I don't know what else to call. I'm disgusted. And I'm not disgusted because Jay-Z's not on it. I'm disgusted because you put this on your page, you're promoting it. You promoted a sample.
And Hov.
Did Jay-Z get a feature credit for T.I. when I'm a Hustler? Bring Him Out came out. Did Cassidy get a whole feature for I'm a Hustler? What Swizz?
Since when do scratched hooks mean a love featuring?
A feature, bro.
Nah, I want to block him.
Yeah, because he did dirty. He did dirty.
That's nasty.
He seen there was there wasn't a lot of people talking about it. I think we shared when they dropped the track list. There wasn't a lot of people talking about it. You know what I mean? We saw it. We got our favorites. We're the rap roundtable. We get hyped for shit like this. But I'm talking about the casual fan. You know what I mean? It wasn't a lot of talk, so you just randomly throw this. Oh yeah, Jay-Z's on the record with Wayne, and that got more talk than anything. Swizz, I don't like that, bro.
And then when you play the song, you're not even credited. So why did you post this, Swizz?
Why did you post this, bro?
Yeah, they don't even say like.
You know why he posted it?
They don't even say featuring
Lil
Jay on the track list. Anyway, so why would you put it in the caption?
Needed that stimulus, man.
Jeez.
You know, you go to the bottom of the iTunes when the song playing. You looking. I'm waiting to see the end. Hov. I see the shit cuts off parenthesis after Lil Wayne. I'm like, ooh, we've been swindled.
And one last tidbit: the post with the Swizz, Wayne, and Hov got more likes than the post that has his track list. The post with the artwork, Zone Radio, all of that. Swizz. After what you did with versus, then you do this? Swizz.
Bad publicity for this, Swizz. I ain't like that, bro. That's a pump fake.
Nah, Swizz, we might have to pack Swizz up for a bit. He's in the penalty box.
Regardless of that, like, I'm not the biggest Wayne fan, but that was even more poopier than the poopest of poop Wayne standards, bro. Like you know
the beat was throwaway, the bars were throwaway, everything was throwaway about that song.
You know how you listening to an artist you don't really fuck with, like these, like, but you're just listening like, yo, prove me right. But I was like, this nigga's going for the championship. Like, this shit is extra doodle. Like, wow.
It's not Wayne's fault though. Man. I'm not blaming Wayne for that.
I'm blaming Wayne, bro. That shit was bad. You
don't think he spit on that?
That was a catch a flight verse, bro. Like I gotta catch a flight and I gotta lay this verse down. 10 minutes flight, 10 minutes flight. Let me just give him this 16.
That's a fact, Dean.
Yo, shit was bad, bro.
They were
worst
mid Wayne bars, man.
All right.
Worst song on the album.
They was mid Wayne bars, man.
I got outvoted.
I was watching. I had, you know how when you know it's kind of mid, when you like fucking. Let me look at these lyrics real quick. Am I hearing what I'm thinking of? You know what I mean? I had to turn the lyrics on, like, nah, bro. Let me go listen to some Drought 3.
All right, let's move forward then. Benny the Butcher,
Wayne, still my guy, man.
Jadakiss, Scarlet. Sid, your thoughts?
I was digging it. Out of those 3 verses, I think Benny was head and shoulders above everyone else on that record. I don't know, the Onyx sample. I don't know. I feel like with some of these beats, I was like it's sort of they convinced me into liking them somewhere along the way. Like at first when they came on, I was like, I don't know. But then as Swizz has this way of like using chants and like a lot of repetition in his beats. To the point where it was like at first you're like, it's a little annoying, but then over time it's like, you know what I mean? Like it just fucking gets in your brain. So like at first the Onyx sample, I was like, I don't know about this, but I was fucking with it after a while. It's a dope record. I fucked with it. Jada was cool. Benny was fire. Scarlett I want to talk about a little bit because she's kind of emerging out of the Bronx, New York right now, and we've been talking about female rappers that aren't necessarily fitting the mold of what we've been grown accustomed to from female rap in the past 5-10 years or so. You know what I mean? And so she might be somebody to look out for. We joked a little bit here at the Rap Round Table that she's one of the hosts scaring the hoes, but you know what I mean. But I think she came off on this record, and she even, this might be a little blasphemous. Don't shoot at me, chat. But she even like something about the voice or the delivery somewhere along the way reminded me of MC Light. So I was kind of fucking with it. All in all, I like the record. It's not super fire to me, but I like it.
Danny.
Cool. Everything was cool. You know what I'm saying? A legit cool, like with a K. Cool. Jada verse, a regular good Jada verse that I would get from any other Jada song. Benny, cool. You know what I'm saying? Nothing of what he's been giving us late with it was a hard hit. It was dope. You could look back and be like, nah, he spit on that. But Benny way better than what you got on that track. And then this Scarlet chick. I mean,
this cool. Scarlet chick.
It's cool. Like, like I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I wasn't moved. The whole album didn't move me. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like I'm just listening, like, and every song kind of dwindles down after the Nas song, bro. Like Nas set the tone, and then the tone broke after that. Like I really wanted to like this album, bro. I wanted to. It's hip hop. It's 50. It's Swizz. And Swizz been somehow cooking the same meal, cooking a bunch of different meals with the same goddamn components, bro. Swizz take the same 4 sounds and somehow make 100 beats. And I'm listening to it's like, it's Swizz. I'm gonna like it. I didn't really give a fuck about none of this shit, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. None of this shit moved.
You had a rough day, Dean. You had a rough fucking day, bro.
At this point, because we got a brand to protect, Denny's on his screw shit. He had a rough day. So we're not responsible for him. And honestly, he's not responsible for himself right now. We'll talk to you on Monday about this album after you listen to it again. Because obviously tonight, you're on bad timing. You probably should. I'm gonna come clean. You probably should have sat this one out, bro. Because you know what I mean?
It's been a rough day. But I figured the music would have brought me back to life. I thought the tunes would have brought me back to life. They didn't, bro. The tunes, they made the day worse.
I disagree with Deanie. Kiss did what he needed to do. To me, Benny got off. I think outside of Nas, Benny had the best individual performance on this 6-track project. Benny just to me sounds a lot more comfortable not being Griselda Benny. Like he's starting to find seeing the evolution of a new niche. Yeah. So for the classic Benny fans, it might not sound like elite Benny, but what I'm hearing is a Benny who is getting ready for his next season. Like this is preseason Benny. This is that preseason game where he plays about 28 to 30 minutes, getting his legs under him. The shot is what he shot like 10 for 14 from the field, had a couple of assists. He cooked. Like the Benny I'm hearing right now makes me wonder what this Hit Boy album is gonna sound like. I came away wanting more. But the biggest takeaway is like if you really listening to New York rap on a female side, women's side of things, because to me, female, depending on who's listening, it could be derogatory. I don't want to be disrespectful. Yeah. On the women's side of things, I feel like there's two artists right now who are going to be the next ones that we're going to talk about a lot, and they're not rapping about their pussy like that, and it's amazing to hear. Kaya Baby, Scarlet. To me, you got female Hove, female X. Bubbling at the same time. Not to say that they're as good as or they sound like, but the energy, their swag, they just remind me of something. Lady London also, like that's another one to look at. But to me, Lady London's a little further ahead, so I don't want to lump her in with those two acts. But if you don't know who Kaya Baby is, tap in. Wow, nice. Scarlett is viral right now. Buy it. I didn't really like the Glizzy video that she did with the freestyle. Maybe it was comedy style.
Man. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Maybe it was comedy style. I ain't get it, but to me, that wasn't good for the brand. Like right now, you're building up an energy that's real raw, and anytime you can get something raw in this internet age that's organic, it's BX. Like she's not even faking it. That's who she is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Keep that going. Those two right there, Kaya Baby, Scarlet. Stay in tune. If you ain't in tune, get in tune. Mace, what do you think about that record?
I'm kind of surprised by the takes on this. I really like this record, to be honest. I thought while Nas delivered the clear best performance on this album, I feel like this song was a better marriage between production and lyrics. You know what I mean? So I actually enjoyed, I thought Jada had the best verse, to be honest. Benny performed as always. Jada and Benny, like, I'm excited to hear these two battle on records for like the next 5 years. You know what I mean? Like random, like a random song with Benny and Jada's on there. You know they're gonna be going for each other's heads. I'm kind of like intrigued by that because I feel like they kind of got like a competitive like thing, but in a friendly way.
That'll be a dope tape, actually.
Right. And Benny has said that, other than I believe Jay, that Jada is his biggest inspiration as an MC. So I loved hearing those two spar, if you will. Scarlett, I'm not sure if she's quite ready for the big leagues yet.
Okay.
I think that it would have been better served to get maybe a Shay on here, maybe a Rhapsody on here, because if Wayne's on it, it's not a completely New York record, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like there were women that were more ready for that spot next to Jada and Benny.
But I think
you know what I'm saying?
Swizz Beatz with his BX connections, he threw the alley.
Right. Which on one end I could appreciate, but I feel like there's a lot of women he could have threw that alley. The BX connection is the BX connection, you know what I'm saying? And especially Swizz is probably looking at Ice Spice blow up like, all right, we need a little bit of different energy coming out the borough. You know what I mean? But overall, I just felt like once, especially with the last verse, that first and last verses are important on songs. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I just felt like she's not, I'm not, it's not that I'm not impressed with it. It's not that I think she's whack, but it's like Jada and Benny. You know what I'm saying? Like that's tough. You feel what I'm saying?
So what you saying? You didn't want to hear Ice Spice say I'm flowing with Benny and Kiss like
right. On the other end, that's how I felt with the Ice Spice Nicki record. Like Ice Spice is not quite ready to be on a Nicki Minaj record. You know what I mean? Wow. Sometimes you gotta get your reps in. You know what I'm saying? Like
you gotta start somewhere, Mace. Start somewhere.
Can I just be honest with my bros and the mostly male audience that we have? That twerk video that they dropped together, kind of cringe. Not gonna lie, it was kind of weird. I don't know. It's a weird energy coming out of that video. It didn't seem natural. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like Ice Spice almost was like, "Oh, we doing this?" Like,
Like when Nicki reached over and touched her, she was like, I guess I should touch you too. Is it okay?
Yeah,
It was weird.
Yeah, cringy.
Maybe the age difference.
It was a little awkward. It was a little awkward.
So I'm not wilding. All right.
Nah, it was a little awkward.
You know, we're men. We know a good video when we see one, and that one wasn't it. Like when Meg
the appeal wasn't there.
When Meg drops, we know, like, oh, that's fire, top tier.
That's how I felt about this album. I see what's happening. I'm like, this is what's supposed to happen. But I couldn't love it. The way I couldn't love that, I couldn't love that.
So Sid, hold on, let me see what he gonna say about this. That J-Elect record, you wasn't fucking with that, DD?
No. Mid-guard. What? Damn, mid-guard, bro.
All right. Where's that?
You gonna mute him? He's gonna mute. Oh shit!
Diddy, I mean, Sin. Talk to us about this J-Elect. Talk to us about this J-Elect.
So the J-Elect record, and later on, we're gonna talk a little bit more about J-Elect again. I was pleasantly surprised by this J-Elect record, especially because the energy from the rest of the project was, very upbeat, very high tempo, very bouncy. So I was expecting possibly more of that, but with J-Elect on it. And then I was like, I don't know how J-Elect is gonna, how he's gonna perform on one of these type beats from the rest of the project. But then it was a much calmer. It was sort of reminiscent of Echo, the Echo beat with Nas from that Poison project from a few years ago, 5 years ago, I think. Yeah, man, it's good. It's good seeing J-Elect back out. You know what I mean? And it was a nice way to end the project.
Mace.
Good way to end the project.
I thought the record was dope as well. J-Elect don't come outside much, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, without being insulting, it's like I feel like if you don't pop out often, when you pop out, it should be, you know what I mean, something that's decent. You feel what I mean? Like Sin, it's not like I ever, thought to myself, damn, what would J-Elect sound like over some Swizz Beatz? You know what I mean? That never crossed my mind in the history of my life. You know what I mean? I can guarantee you that. But I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not gonna lie. Last record on there, you know what I mean? So it's like you hoping that it's dope, but I like the record. Dean, okay. I think you being a little hard, man.
I'll say that.
I wanted more.
Dude, Dean was not in his element, man.
Nah, before you say that, Joe, I mean, you mentioning that you was gone. You know what I'm saying? The last time you was here, you got smoked on your own project. Like, how you gonna tell us you've been gone? You mentioned the fact that you was on an album, I hope, which he smoked you on. The next joint you're supposed to drop supposed to be like fire. Like, this shouldn't be nothing cool. Everything's supposed to be tough. I feel like a lot of people on this album, everything was supposed to be fire. I feel like Benny was supposed to like come through kicking the door because a lot of niggas gonna listen to this. This is Swizz, so all the old school heads gonna listen to it. The new school heads gonna vibe to it. I feel like a lot of niggas should have just kicked in the door. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I felt.
I feel like I should have left you on mute. I in fact think this song was amazing. I think the production, pristine. I think, to Mace's point, if you're gonna come back outside, this is how you come back outside. He addressed that people weren't a fan of a written testimony. He mentioned some of his personal life. Of course, he threw a little bit of the Muslim religious talk in there as well. Yeah. The pocket work was there. It was effortless. The man came out there and, like, to use a sports reference, he was like T-Mac in 01, real smooth. There's no effort. I'm actually going hard, but it looks real easy. It's like it's slow motion. You know what I mean? Like, this is the beat that I would have loved to have heard Nas on. Like why do we have to get the first beat? Why we couldn't get Nas on this beat?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing too, because he mentioned Nas in his verse, and I was like, oh shit, is Nas gonna come on this beat?
No.
That would have been crazy. Starting off the project and then ending the project with a secret feature on that beat.
If he faked the whole feature, he would not leave Nas off that feature spot, bro.
Bro, I just feel like do I want a project from J-Elect coming out of this? No, but I thought that this was a hell of a performance. Like, I think I'd like to play. This is probably gonna be on my list when we do our year-end list. Don't be surprised. This is one of my submissions. because it was water, beautiful.
Yeah, shouts to J-Elect, man.
I rock with that.
It's not. It's it's not an Exhibit C.
No,
you know what I mean? Which we'll be talking
Or
about.
A.
But
Or A.
Or A was dope too. Or A, right?
Mhm.
But you know what I mean? It's it's a good sighting. It's a good J Electronica sighting.
absolutely. All right, so people, we're gonna stop here. Stay tuned for the lunch hour. It's coming up right now. Peace. It's Jay-Z season here at the Rap. like
No,
y'all think, what's up?
No, they mad at us, bro.
Oh yeah,
I feel it.
They big mad.
I feel
You
I
pissing
feel
them
them
off.
pulling away a little bit, man.
Oh,
Keeping us at arm's length.
I mean, well, when you have a lot of Nas subscribers and then you have certain Nas fans that make certain comments to you about your podcasts, it's like, yo, this is not a Nas channel. As much as we love Nas, this is not like a Nas channel where we're gonna always just make videos about Nas. And this is not to take away from any other channel that dedicates majority of their content to Nas. But be clear, like when we launched this podcast, it was supposed to talk about all things rap. You know, and we want to get back into that. And so we're talking about a little hope. If you love the culture, like us talking about Jay-Z shouldn't make you run the other way. It's kind of it kind of shows that niggas really don't fuck with you. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who are tapping in, the people who haven't run away to Sid's point about scaring away, the people that we know, they fuck with us. They like the show. The others who
y'all too.
Facts. The others who are not tuning in when the Jay-Z content goes up, it just goes to show that you're only pulling up when we talk about Nas. And that says a lot about you more than it says anything about us.
Little myopic on their part, you know what I mean? But
there you go.
Yeah.
We already know when Mike D pulls up and he tried to pull a fast one and say that because matter of fact, Coop too. He was like, the super chats. John Venom got some super chats. We get super. First of all, we get plenty of super chats without you. One, two, and I'm gonna say this on wax. Since they was trying to make it seem like it was our turn to come back on their platform, I'm gonna put this on wax. And Jack, you can go run and be a little hip and go tell because we see you in the chat. Be hip.
Yeah.
Because what you let's call it what it is. You gossip in our chat. You use your burner account after you got banned to come back into the chat to accuse Sincere of talking about Coop when Sincere on his lawn talked about podcasts who set up microphone stands, like physical microphone stands, right? And don't use the microphone. It's there for aesthetics. According to hip hop, does not do that.
That's not what they do.
So for you to even
there was a lot of let me speak on this. There was a lot of speculation. Some people said, "Oh, you talk about Math Hoffa," and then somebody else was like, "Oh, you talk about Cool." Like, bro, matter of fact, I'm gonna keep it a whole beam. I just noticed like the other day because I went on the channel real quick. Coop every now and then sets up a mic. It's not always there, right? Mike D every now and then sets up a mic. Look, stop the speculation, right? That's not who we talk about. We're not talking about them. We're not talking about Math Hoffa either, because Math Hoffa don't have no mic.
Nigga, we love Math Show. We use Math Show for content. We use
Math Show all the time. Why would we be talking about Math Hoffa?
Exactly. So and that goes to show you, you know what I'm saying, how much we actually don't watch according to hip hop, because I didn't even know they have mics set up. Like every time I do pop in, there's no mic. You know what I mean? But it's like,
but also like just to be accurate about this, like they're doing this shit live. Like whatever streaming service anybody uses, like live streaming, like the audio's just not gonna be like
there you go
all the way up. You know what I mean? And we understand that because we're podcasters too. So we definitely not talking about them. I'm talking about a certain podcast that is pre-recorded, set up a mic, and then record the shit, put it out, and the audio that's coming through is like not mic level audio. You literally
said what you said. It's there for IG photos and for aesthetics. And I'll take it a step further before I get back to the overarching point of what I'm saying. You and I, we're taking behind the curves. We've been making fun of people who have microphone stands that don't talk into their microphone, but it's there for the visual for years.
Yeah. And it finally got to me. It finally got to me, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I had to speak on it.
So going back to the overarching point, Jack, you gonna go run tell this shit. What you gonna go tell?
Jack, soft nigga.
We've been on their show We did the verses on their channel. They ate lovely off of that. Then I went on their show. They got a lot of super chats. That's 2 appearances before they came to the Rap Round Table, right?
Heck.
Mike D, we were supposed to figure something out, but Mike D started waffling and it didn't happen. I'm looking at you, Mike. Don't call it what it is because since y'all want to talk hot on your stream and make comments about who's coming on what show, we tell the truth at the Rap Round. If nothing else, you're never gonna call us liars. You got a little funny there for a little bit, and y'all never made y'all appearance. But on top of that, you put my name in the video when we came on there and said Job said something he didn't say. You misled people. You used Sin's name in the video when Neck and Wrist dropped, and you lied about that.
Yeah.
Sincere from the Rap Round Table. That happened, right?
Remember that.
After all of that now, shout out to Coop. Coop is a real nigga. I remember when we first did the verses, I told Coop, I like you, Coop. I got Coop. You know, we got to chop it up at the bar, and I say, I see where you're coming from, B. And I got the tantamount of respect for Coop. You know what I'm saying? Because he is who he is. There's no faking Coop, right? Then all of a sudden, I see my name. One of the listeners, one of the real ones who actually fucks with the Rap Round Table, sends me the link. Jarv says again, so my name is in another title from your videos. So for y'all to have the temerity, I gotta get on my Stephen A. The unmitigated gall to say that we should come over there when you guys have benefited ad nauseum from the Rap Round Table. Mike D, bring your ass here, boy. Sunday at 6 p.m. on the Rap Round Table. You swore you got the debate, and all the Nas fans who only likes us when we talk about Nas, they're gonna have your back. I already notified. But spin 6 p.m. I had to get that off. That got me tight. Oh yeah, maybe they got super chats and maybe they should come in. No.
Nah.
It's a home game for us. Thank you.
Bro.
Thank
Mike
you.
D, pull up.
Two for two. Two for two. Two on their side, 2 on our side.
And we don't ever use your name for clicks. We
At all, bro.
We don't do that.
Go check it. Check it out.
We don't do that. But speaking of Math Hoffa, you know, since we subbing shows, we use. Shout out to Math. I would love to build with Math eventually on a pod.
Yo, that lets me know people don't pay attention, man. They do not pay attention, man.
Nah, they don't. Those, bro. It just shows they don't really fuck with us. Certain people are looking to see what we're saying so they can go run tell lie.
Hey,
that's all it is.
Happen.
We can talk shit about whoever, and they'll just assume it's them. A handful of people. Let me not say that. Dap, Jack, Mike 100.
Here we are.
They always
talking about subs that don't exist when we call niggas names out. Like,
bro,
give us that credit, guys.
We're clearly like right now. We're very directly speaking on Coop and Mike D. So when names need to be said, the names are said. And subs are not necessary on this side.
No. And if we talk to each other the way we talk to each other, why the fuck would we sub niggas? What are you talking about? Look how we talk to y'all.
Look how we talk to y'all. Like
we're not scared over here, bro.
You think we won't pull up in DMs, like text messages, like anything, any way we feel about people that we can reach, we gonna let them know.
Mace, we have found people and they've walked back what they said in comments, bro. Like, all right. Hey. So on the Mad Powerful podcast, Symba's on there. And he's basically
young spitter. Oh
yeah, super nice. And he's making the claim that Jay-Z is the greatest. He said he's basing this on the fact that Jay-Z's whole aesthetic is I'm better than you and here's why. And he goes on to lay out every facet of why Jay-Z is the greatest by way of how he's better than you, whether it's his business acumen, his love life, his wallets, and the fact that he did it just by way of rapping. I'm gonna come clean, Sam, before I pass it to you.
Okay.
When I watched the video, it was cool to hear a young dude, hold up Jay to that regard. But at the same time, it was a little cringe. And it kind of fed into why some people feel the way they feel about Jay-Z's fans and the shit they use to hold up Jay-Z. A little cringe for me. What did you think when you saw that?
I didn't feel that way. I think it speaks to how a lot of people see Jay. I don't think he necessarily went overboard with it. I think what it is this, right? It's that let's talk about Jay as an MC real quick for a second, right? And the era that he came up in, right? Because I also saw this other video that somebody had shared with me, right? And saying that Jay's number one because he changed the aesthetic, right? He made it, and it shouts to B Dot, right? Because when he was talking about lifestyle rappers, we weren't exactly sure what the fuck he was talking about. But you know what I mean? Like that term lifestyle, we could if it means what we've kind of assessed that it means, you know what I mean? You have an aesthetic, you talking about like where you are, where your life is, like how my life is better than yours, and stuff like that. We could sort of think of Jay-Z as possibly the first lifestyle rapper, you know what I mean? Yeah. And fly lifestyle rapper, you know what I mean? Not to say that other rappers were not getting fly, but and I've made this point a lot, is that Jay-Z came into the game already elevated. And the thing with him is that I feel like what both attracts certain people to Jay and also makes people dislike Jay, depending on who the audience is the fact that from the moment he came into the game, he was like, nah, I'm already better than niggas. Right. You know what I mean? I'm already on an elevated level. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to the corner store to top a 40, you know what I mean, and chill on the block, right? He was drinking some type of champagne on a yacht somewhere. The first solo video that I seen from him in my lifetime, skinny nigga on the boat.
He was drinking. He was drinking Cristal when they thought it was beer.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so, and I feel that like a young guy like Symba, growing up and seeing, because I'm a little older. Like I grew up on, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Redman, Nas, Wu-Tang, and then Jay came out. You know what I mean? But a young dude like Symba coming into the game and he sees that like that's the blueprint. That's what he knows as a successful MC, right? And there's another part of it too that I think I want to add to this is that Jay-Z, he's I feel a gifted MC, gifted lyricist, you know what I mean? But he doesn't have much of an imagination. You know what I mean? He's not gonna kick no story bars like Big or Nas or Ghost. He's not gonna kick no concepts. You know what I mean? Like a Common or like a Nas Rewind. You know what I mean? So the only thing he could do with the gift that he had, because he has a gift for rapping, right? We can't deny that. Y'all can't deny that out there. He's a gifted MC. You know what I mean? The only thing that he could do with it was rap about his life and then make his life as aspirational as possible. There you go. And so then from there, he started leveling up. It's like the next album, let me make it more aspirational. The next album, he basically manifested his life on bars, through on wax. You know what I mean? And depending on who you are, you either gonna gravitate to that, fuck with it. You know what I mean? You're gonna fuck with that energy, or it might turn you off. You know what I mean? But if it turns you off, like what does that say? What does that say about the person it turns off? I don't know. I'm gonna pass it along.
What was that bar he said on Pound Cake? At the end, it says a lot more about you or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mace, talk to me, bro.
To even before I even cook about how I feel about it, to even delve, it's interesting the way Sin just attacked that, because that's true, right? They get upset about him basically speaking his life into fruition, but it's like, is that like in the sense where you live long enough to see yourself become the villain? Because that's what they love about Biggie and Pac, right? They spoke about death. It's like they knew it was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like so they spoke their demise to fruition, but people love it. He spoke his success to fruition, and people hate it. So that's a very interesting aspect to look at it. But just in general, like I kind of agree with y'all too, to the sense that when I was listening to it, I was like, this is, it's like I'm conditioned, right? Like when I hear all of this shit from somebody, but because people complain about it, I don't want to hear it. But honestly, like, what's wrong with that, right? What's wrong with all of this shit that Symba listed? Symba's 24 years old. He was born in 1999. By the time he knew what a Jay-Z was, Magna Carta was coming out. You feel what I'm saying? It's like if you speak.
That's a good album, damn it.
Hey,
you're not getting into that. That's a separate episode.
I'm just saying, but it's the similar sense. It's like how somebody who never watched Michael Jordan dribble will say he's the GOAT, and even if it is true, they're given like kind of like just like stereotypical like shit that they might have grown up hearing about him or grown up seeing. It's like there's a gap from someone who actually lived to watch it exist and someone who kind of read about it. You know what I mean? I suffer with that, with a lot of the shit we talk about. Sometimes we get into some shit and it'd be like, I wasn't around with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like you kind of gotta just go off with the unks and the cousins told you. You feel what I mean? But another thing that I wanted to, I think we have to. It's we stay getting into the ball rap argument, and it's like it's clear. I find this with Kobe. That it's clear that NBA players value a completely different thing than analysts and fans value when it comes to evaluating players. And I feel like we just got into this with the Jim Jones shit, right? We ran down Jim Jones about why he thought Pusha T wasn't there. We gotta realize that rappers kind of evaluate rappers on a different type of scale than we may. We may break down the bars, you know what I mean, and think about the internal rhyme schemes. Apparently the rappers is trying to, if you a cool nigga, if the rapper knows, yo, I'm a rapper and I wish I could rap like you, I wish I could be like you, I wish I had it like you, that apparently means something to them. And we, you always kind of, you can disagree, but I'm gonna respect the professional opinion a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, they're in the industry together. I get Symba's a 24-year-old nigga who just dropped, and Hov was spitting with Kane in '88. I get it, but it's like, I may not agree, but I have to respect it because this is a dude who's in the same field, who spits crazy. This is not Lil Pump we talking about. This is somebody who studies the field, who wants to be great. You know what I mean? And this is why he thinks Jay-Z is the best. I think it has some validity, even if I disagree.
I mean, I see what y'all saying. I can see both sides of it. For me, it was just more about, I'd rather, I guess because he's too young to probably speak to it, but I'd rather him list off, he thinks he's to go based on albums, based on bars. I just feel like when you start listing off the accolades, and don't get me wrong, in that video, he did break down why he thinks Jay's the best by way of bars, how he added context to his reality. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if you lead with money and all the braggadocious shit that people cringe about, it's like, fuck, bro. You sound like a cliche more than an actual fan. Again, to be fair to Symba, he did eventually get to the bars. Right. But the first thing he talked about was the rich nigga shit. And it's like, all I can hear now is, and then of course I read the comments. There was some familiar faces in them comments too. And they were calling it dick riding and counting money and things of that nature. So it's like, I feel like when you talk about certain rappers, if you're not saying a specific thing, your point gets lost. And I feel like with Jay, if you talk about his money first, no one wants to hear you anymore, especially a large segment of hip hop on the internet.
Right. No, yeah, I feel that. And like you, when he led with that, I was like, oh shit, where are you going? Because you're talking that money, and I was dead ready to cook him. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this video, and
he's almost on the lawn.
I was gonna kick him off my lawn during this taping, but here's the complicated thing, and I think I don't want to I don't want to come down on some of our audience and viewers out there, but I feel like nuance is not a lot of people's strong point.
Right.
And what Symba said, right? If you listen for long enough and you understand the nuance of it is that Jay-Z basically built his life so that he could rap about it and tell you how much better he is, and has the resume and the receipts to back it up. And at the end of the day, most hip hop fans, don't they want a rapper that keeps it real, that talks real shit, that like actually talks about his actual life and how it is and doesn't make shit up? I don't know how accurate his Jay's rhymes were when he first came in and he was that skinny dude on the boat. You know what I mean? But over time, he built it up to where that is his life, and that's what he raps about, and that's what he says in his raps. You know what I mean? And it's like, do y'all want him to keep it real, or do you want him to talk about something else that's not his life? If that's his life, that's his life. You know what I mean?
That's what y'all love about Pac, and that's what y'all love about DMX, and that's what y'all love about Eminem, and even on a different spectrum, that's what the niggas who love Drake love about Drake. The fact that he's talking about what's happening in his real life. So why is it? You know what I mean? Do y'all just don't like the reality? His reality? Is that it? Like, you know what I mean? So
I think when part of it too is, and again, because like Sin made this point about nuance being lost. Like, I need y'all to listen to what I'm saying. If you're not in a certain bracket, life-wise, fiscally, whatever the case may be, some people, that shit don't resonate to them. They don't want to hear some rich nigga rap about being rich. And instead of just saying, you know what? I don't want to hear that. It turns into a bit of resentment, disdain, when you can't escape the nigga. Because it's like, all right, I don't want to hear him rap. I don't want to hear about this rich shit. But every hip-hop website I go on, every radio show, every podcast, every blog is saying he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT. And then you have a segment of hip-hop, it's like, well, all he does is rap about being rich. Then the nuance gets lost, because if you put on every Jay-Z album, it's not like it's 12 to 15 songs of rich rapping. It's like, nah, that's not the case at all. But that's what they hear, and they get in their feelings behind it, and then it just gets lost in the sauce. And then rapping about your life no longer matters, because now for Jay, the standard, especially back in the day, was live your raps, right? For him, it's like, nah, we don't want to hear that. You tell us a story, tell us a concept, because they don't want to hear the rich shit. So the rules, the goalposts that they say we love to move, if that's the case, everybody's moving the goalposts.
It's a lot of goalposts moving, and I'm seeing that, and I don't bring it up. The shorts that y'all swear Jarv is the one. He's the
when
one
it's been said that Sin is doing it, like,
hey, y'all don't know us, bro. Y'all really don't. Y'all think we going zig and we going zag.
Nah, we got the next mailbag. We frying, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna.
We are frying, because it's like, y'all don't know us. And the reality of it is, dating back to the first time we got to know a lot of y'all who subscribed. From the time we said Jay-Z would win the verses, y'all put us in a box, because we complimented someone that you don't like, and we continue to compliment someone that you don't like. That's why I was like, when I get in the back and forth in the comments, I'll say, oh, if we talk about Nas, yes. The minute we talk about Jay, boo. We can't be two things at once, because we give Nas bouquets of flowers. The entire KD series, bouquets, bro.
Our reigning MVP.
3.5 months of content from honestly 4 months. If you say December through March, mostly Nas. Let's take them behind the curtain. In our personal life, the people who follow these pods, they are killing us, because it's like, yo, is it the rap round table or the rap Nas table? These are people in real life saying this to us, because we spent 4 straight months covering Nas. Then the minute we spent a couple weeks talking about Jay-Z, we're back in that box again. So it's like, it just goes to show that it's y'all, it's not us. Because the minute Nas puts out fire, we will be there to talk about it. The minute Jay puts out fire, we will be there to talk about it. If it's whack, we will be there to talk about it. Because God did is the perfect example of why y'all should never put us in that box. It came out, and initially we was kind of hyped, and with each episode, the more we moved away from the initial release, we've been crushing that song.
And me, the non-Jay-Z fan of the cast, non-Nas or Jay-Z fan, according to y'all niggas, I was the one who was gassing the verse. I'm the one who said I wanted that shit to be verse of the year. You know what I mean? It's like, y'all y'all really don't realize that we aren't beholden. This ain't Biden and Trump for us, y'all.
No.
Like, we really, our opinions go as how we feel. Sometimes we all feel completely different. Sometimes we all feel completely the same. And it's never the same about each artist. There be Nas shit Sin don't like. It's a bunch of Jay shit Jarv don't like. I hate Honestly Nevermind, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, so it's come on now, like, give us more credit than that. Because we give y'all credit. You know what I mean? We don't think that y'all just gonna like some shit just because it's something. You know what I mean? So,
but you know what's funny? We did know that once we got into this J bag that a lot of y'all would tune out. We predicted it.
We did.
We talked about it in the group chat. I talked about it with Sin and Mace independently, directly. So they're gonna dip. Some people are not gonna stick around for this shit. And we thought about it. Should we roll it out? He's like, yeah, why not? Because it's rap. We talking about a GOAT. And when it's Nas' turn to get held up again, it's gonna be the same shit. If when Pusha T drop that Gangsta Grills, it's gonna be Pusha T season at the rap round table. You dig? If Kendrick decides to give us a surprise release, I mean, y'all should know this. Every person who drops gets a run on the pod. We spent like 2 months talking about
Zelda.
Yeah,
what we talking about? But anyway,
niggas had a whole lyric breakdown for Ransom. I don't think we've ever had another lyric breakdown for anybody, right? Like,
shit was so good that Ransom gave us a follow on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Well deserved.
And that was after we interviewed Rand and got Rand to open up personality-wise better than some of these verified podcasts ever could. Real shit. If you don't believe us, look at the Kiss the Ring interview we did with Ransom and Rome Streets live from Quad Studios.
Check the video.
Rand ain't never talked like that. And we did that. Because we love rap, not just Jay-Z. But I digress.
And trust, if Jay-Z drops some garbage, we gonna run him down. And y'all gonna love it. So, like, come on.
Y'all gonna be in the comments, I wonder what Jarv was gonna say about it. If it's whack, it's whack. Period. The end. But to say the rap style.
Yes, sir.
Real sensation.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Last time I checked.
Where's my shades? Where's my sunglasses?
Last time I checked, and I know the numbers have gone up since. When I checked the morning of this recording, it was at like 936 retweets already. Reach about like 300.
Oh, you haven't checked it since this morning? That's a lifetime, bro.
Work beating me up, bro. You know what I mean?
4,200 likes, 1,000 retweets. Man, I'm cooking
and
rising.
But can we get the story behind this tweet? What is it in relation to?
Yeah, man. Shouts to the Blog Era podcast. They put up a tweet. And it was a simple question. What was your most played song of the Blog Era? Right. And I thought about it for a quick second because the Blog Era is not my forte. That's Mason's forte. That's more his, right? So I had to think about it for a second. I was like, what exactly was the Blog Era, right? And so I thought about like a rough range of years, and then I was like, wait, that's around the time when Jay Electronica dropped Exhibit A and Exhibit C. And out of those, there's some debate out there. I don't think there's much. To me, it's not much of a debate. Exhibit A was fire. Exhibit C was a completely different monster. Right? That shit was monumental, right? That shit was different. And so I QRT'd it. You know what I mean? Quote retweet. And I didn't want to just mention it because like I figured something out on Twitter. Like you could name a song or an artist. Or you could actually put up the material. You could actually put up the song or put up the video or whatever. So I put up the whole video. You know what I mean? Well, not the whole thing. 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the video because that's what Elon is allowing me.
Because we ain't paying for that.
Without my $8 check, that's what he's allowing me to post. You know what I mean?
Elon can't hustle us, man.
Shit. So you know what I mean? I put the little snippet of the video up. And this is just me personally. This is one of my all-time favorite, not just blogger. All-time favorite song, you know what I mean? But it happened to be from the Blog Era. I was like, to me, this is the greatest area ever. This is the greatest song of the Blog Era, period. Right? I had no idea it was gonna resonate like this, man. Like, it's shooting through Twitter like rocket shit, bro. Like, everybody's coming out like, yo, this is my shit. Yo, I used to listen to this shit when I was getting ready for my games or my wrestling matches or whatever. People are like, yo, like. You know what I mean? This changed the game. I thought Jay Electronica was going to be the next one. He was going to take over the game. I thought that too. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, Exhibit C, man. Like I had no idea it was gonna resonate like this. It's not a song that's really talked about that much. You know what I mean? So I decided to throw it up there, and Twitter's loving it. Exhibit C is amazing, man. Shouts to Jay Electronica. I wish your career had panned out the way I envisioned it when this song dropped, but this song is just a classic moment in and of itself, monumental, encapsulated in time. Shouts to Jay Electronica.
Classic material.
Yeah.
Yo, I mean, to me, I didn't even realize the impact it made on the blog era. I know, like, to me personally, like, I think this is like library era, if I'm not mistaken. Like, every morning I would listen. I think it was Cypher Sounds doing the morning show at that point on Hot 97.
Yeah.
And around that time I would get up. I think I had the 8 o'clock shift at the library at that time. Every morning, Exhibit C was on that radio during the morning show. I'm talking about like religiously. Before I even knew the name of the song, I would hear the beat. I'm like, oh, and this dude rapping. And that's when I was like, this guy, a Southern dude, because at that point, I think we were coming off of the Snap era in the early stages of the Trap era. So hearing like a dude with that drawl rapping on a New York beat, it was like, and being fire, it was like, oh, for me, it was like, oh, he's gonna be the guy that bring this whole shit back. I mean, as you said, Sin, it didn't quite work out, but in real time, it was like every morning this is on. I think it's a hit because it's on the radio every day.
Right.
And he's rapping nothing but bars. So I can't say I'm unsurprised that your tweet went crazy, but at the same time, I was like, I didn't know the song resonated like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit crazy to me. I don't know about you. I don't know if you was listening to the Avanek.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, listen, man.
I was curious at Mace's take. You know what I mean? On Twitter, I thought he might, reply to me and be like, yo, you bugging the fuck out, bro. Like, you're not, the blog area is not your forte, bro. I'm the blog area. I'm going to tell you about the blog area.
I feel like Mace was listening to Charles Hamilton. That's who I was thinking of.
Listen, man.
With the t-shirts with the button-ups underneath?
I used to hate that nigga. I hated Charles Hamilton bad, man. I used to run back when Mary J. Blige's daughter cracked him a bunch of times. Right there in the library. But I used to be back there on World Star, man. Back when 50 Cent was the header.
That's a fact.
But then with the home run out the gate, Exhibit C, man, like there's a little bit of I don't want to say controversy, but differing opinions about what years the blog era were. Do y'all have any like I usually think from like 06-ish, 07-ish, that's when it kind of in my head started to maybe 2013-ish, 2014-ish, like 12 even when trap, in Fusion, that wave really started coming in. But that a lot of that's like those years are super formative years for me. You know what I'm saying? And Jay Electronica wasn't like one of my favorite. Jay Electronica had a handful of songs, so you know what I mean. So I'm not trying to shit on them, but when the blog era had, I don't know, Day and Night is a good pick. Not saying these is automatically over, but Day and Night is up there for me. Hands on the Wheel to me kind of is another song that
was my
that's
shit.
Really up in there, you know what I mean? Drake don't really have a song that defined it, but So Far Gone for that era is like really like, you know what I mean? It was like a true time, you know what I mean? But like Sin said, man, like in ADHD by Kenny, that's another one that kind of sticks out in my head for that era. But come on, Exhibit C was a fucking moment, bro. Like even me, like this is, I'm my son is soon to be born. You know what I mean? This is like 2010, right? When Exhibit C dropped?
December 2009. And then when
December 2009. I got you.
If I'm not
so this is a little bit before I was about to be a father, but still that whole time, man, and it's like, listen, man, this shit hit like a fucking ton of bricks, bro. Like Exhibit A was already the shit that came out, and it was like, yo, is this new dude, and he was with Just, and he's from New Orleans, and it was like, yo, the only New Orleans nigga addresses Wayne. I don't know the fuck this J Electronica nigga is. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was rejecting it. I was fighting it. You know what I mean? But when that Exhibit C dropped, bro, it like the fact it felt so much higher quality of rap that was dropping in that era. You know what I mean? The cadence, the bars, the production value. You know what I mean? Like even like just the sound of it in your headphones. It was like that was it. It was just so much better than everything that came out. Lupe was out around this time. Like there was niggas that could rap. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to act like J Electronica came around when niggas was on some hippity hoppity hip shit. You know what I mean? Like that's not it.
Or some snap shit.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
but to be fair, it was devolving badly at that time, bro.
It was, you know.
I think what people love about the blog era is that it was sort of like, I feel for that generation, it was sort of like the raucous era was for my generation. Like when the shiny suit shit started taking off, like you had the raucous era to like, as you know, an underpinning. You know what I mean?
That's
and
fair.
I feel like in that era, you know what I mean, or you know, mid to late 2000s or aughts, I mean, it was sort of the same thing. Like you had this shit going on in the mainstream and you're like, I'm not really fucking with this. What else is there? And then you go to the blogs, and the blogs was able to like get these, you know, these different acts and curate the shit. And like,
it was our first generation of rap, because when we came in, we still had to like Jay and Nas because y'all liked them, and we had to, you know, love Biggie and Pac because they liked them. You know what I mean? This was our first generation of like legitimate rappers that came in. You know what I'm saying? Whatever style you like. You know what I mean? If you was a bar nigga, you might have fucked with Lupe. You know what I mean? If you was on some thug shit, you might have been fucking with Nipsey in that era. You know what I mean? If you was on some college shit, you was fucking with J. Cole. But it was our generation. You know what I mean? The white rap fans had Mac Miller. You know what I mean? Like, but it was like, it was like, these are our rappers. You know what I mean? These ain't our older brothers or our older cousins or our dad's rappers. This is our shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, bro, J-Elect needs to look at the reaction to Sin's tweet, and I would say the partial disappointment to what our written testimony was, and reflect on himself. Like, yo, maybe I did fumble a bag. Maybe I need to get this one more shot as a solo, not as a crutch held up by Hove. Like, to me, he did himself a disservice. No, he did himself a disservice.
Nah, yeah.
After we waited so long for you to basically do a joint album with Jay-Z, don't get me wrong, Jay performed, but it's like, we ain't want Hove on that. We came for Jay Electronica.
Right.
Maybe you need to look at this reaction. Give us an EP. You don't gotta be a full length, boy. Like, pause.
Just release the old shits that you did with Just back in the day, even, bro. Like,
I was telling Mace off wax, the overwhelming response is like, I thought he was the next one. I thought he was the I mean, if Nas was the second coming, that J-Elect would be the third coming. Like, he was the next savior of this rap shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was gonna be the one, and then waiting 10 plus years for a project and never really coming to.
Yeah, my fault saying that.
No, just real quick, shouts to Just Blaze too. Got to shout him out in unison with this moment, because like that beat,
right.
Whew, phenomenal.
Yo,
Crazy
he's another
beat.
one that makes you wonder, like, what the hell, bro? Like, you just packed it
Yo.
up.
But he
else,
had his run though. He had his run.
But everybody else still working, Sam. Where you at, Just?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Big
Everybody had multiple runs.
Big out here still
though.
calling your name, bro. Big on podcast, yo, Map Show calling your name, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on, son.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think this is where we're gonna leave the lunch hour. We don't want people getting fired. There's a lot of content, great conversation, great real talk with the audience, because some of y'all acting funny, and we see it. Dig?
We need to talk, on some real shit, man-to-man shit.
Yeah.
And if you decide that you don't want to come back because we said some things, we understand. It's cool. We're here for the people that actually fuck with us. You know what I mean? He rock Solar.
Talking to.
You know what I'm saying? J-Mar, Dionel. Know what I'm saying? Marcos. Adriel,
Soulmatic, Free with the 2 3s, my guys.
NTG. I could keep naming these names, bro. Supreme Sun, not so much, but he pulls up and he tunes in. He might get at us for our hope takes, but he don't leave. You dig?
Right.
We appreciate that. Even Mike 100, he don't leave. He'll shoot at us, but he don't leave. That's what we want. Discourse. We ain't like some people. Again, not according to hip hop, because y'all, you know, shit, well, y'all gonna go run. But some people like to have others agree. We want discourse. Part of the podcast is because we don't agree. So why would we want the listeners to agree? Okay. The objective is to create conversation and build with people and build a community. And if that's what you're looking for, then this is the show for you. I think we can leave it right there. Mace, take us home, bro.
Hey, man. Shouts to Job, the point guard. Look at you young men in the eye, giving you the stern talking to you need. Shouts to Sincere, the rap snob. Like, soon he gonna be too famous to even be on the show. So enjoy him while he here, man. You know, shouts to Dean, taking care of the family as he should.
Shouts to
and
Dean.
I'm your boy Macito, voice of the young people, voice of the industry, and just a voice that y'all be getting tired of hearing sometimes, but that's too bad. But we are the Rap Roundtable, and we out of here, you heard?
Yes, sir. Talk about it.